So welcome to the next part of the course. I hope that you put some time in just practicing the front hand spin like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to speed it up a little bit, and we're going to add some extra rotations into the staff spinning. So at first we're just doing like a 180. So the staff is just doing one rotation and we're catching it. Now what you can do is we're going to give it one extra rotation, and the way we're going to do that is by letting it go all the way to its maximum point. So we're starting with the right hand, right side of the center point. When it comes over and your palm cannot turn anymore, we're going to let it go, and it's going to do a rotation over the thumb and then fall off. So it's going to look like this. Let it go, and then it's going to fall off, and we're going to catch it. So you need a little bit of momentum with this. So staffs that are a little bit lighter, you need to give a little bit more force to. So my right hand spins. When it gets to this point where you feel like, oh shit, it's not working, my hand cannot turn any further, that's when you're going to release it, and you're going to put your thumb in the way, and the staff is going to do a rotation over your thumb. So it looks like this. And then of course, your hand is not there anymore, so it's going to drop off, and your left hand is going to come underneath and grab it. So it's going to do a rotation over the thumb and drop into your left hand. Okay? So we're going to practice that both sides. So first on the right, now on the left. I'm rotating to the left, it goes over the thumb, and it drops off and I catch it. Doesn't really matter how you catch it at first. It can be overhand or underhand. But to continue the movement, you will need an underhand grab. So I'll start with my right. It comes in. You can have your other hand already ready to receive it as well, so you don't have to sit here with your arm behind your back or over here. You can really have it ready so you know you're going to catch it. So it's going to do a rotation over the thumb, and then I'm going to catch it with my left hand. And then from there, I'm just going to continue like we did in the first tutorial, over, and then we're going to catch it again with the right. So it goes over the thumb, into the left hand, rotation, grabbing with the other hand, and then continuing. So over the thumb. Okay, so it looks a bit like this. It might be a bit tricky at first. You might need to give it a little bit more momentum, because sometimes if you don't give it enough momentum, you will kind of end up with this kind of thing, and it will kind of just teeter back and forth. So you really need to give it a little bit of a bit of force, and then let the momentum, let the staff travel across your thumb. And really, once you come here, you really have to put your thumb out like this, almost like you're giving a thumbs up. You're rotating, and then you're sticking your thumb out, and you're letting the staff do a full rotation over the top of your thumb, like this. And then it's going to drop off. So what you really want to do is, when it comes over the thumb, you want to come in and grab it almost before it drops off the thumb. That way you can keep it flowing like this. Over the thumb, catch. Okay? Again, try it both directions. So the left. Now, my right hand's going to be ready to catch it. Comes over the left hand, over the thumb, and drops off. So we repeat that a few times, over and drop. Okay? So I recommend really practicing both directions as many times. Just put yourself on repeat. Really just go, okay, here, drop. Change. Maybe you want to go back and forth, like left, right. This can be a nice drill. Left hand drops into the right. Right hand drops into the left, and just keep that on repeat. That way, if you keep just drilling this, like spend half an hour to an hour just doing this trick, your muscle memory will just pick it up so quickly, and then you will just be able to do nice fast tricks like this a lot quicker. So I always say practice slow to learn faster. So this applies here, of course. So once you've done that, we can even add an extra spin in. So we first got our, so maybe you want to pause the video and come to this next part now. So the extra spin is the next hand is going to do a pass over the back of the hand. So that it's going to look like this. I'll show you and then I'll describe it. Okay, so in slow motion, it would be over the thumb, and then over the back of the hand. Okay? So the momentum as it falls and you catch it with your left hand, we're going to twist, and now when your wrist can't really go any further, you're going to release it, And the momentum of the staff, that's why it's always good to work beside the center point, because the more length you have on this side, the more momentum is going to come over the top. So you can also practice this without the first part. So you can do this by practicing with your palm facing up. So I'm going to start in my left hand this time, because usually I would do right over my thumb and then left over the back of the hand. Okay? So I would start, my center point is here. My left hand is on the left side of the center point. And I'm going to turn it like this. And when it gets to the point where you feel, oh shit, like I cannot hold on to it any longer, that's when you're going to release it. So giving it some momentum, it goes across the back of the hand, and then you can catch it again, or you catch it with your right hand. Okay? So left hand, releasing it over the back of the hand, and now you're going to come in and catch it over the top. We're going to try that both ways. So right hand now, palm facing up, on the right side of the center point, over the back of the hand, and we're going to catch it with the left, okay? So it looks like this. All right? So this might be a little bit tricky at first. It requires a little bit of trust as well, that the momentum is going to carry the staff over your hand when you release it. So you're probably going to drop it lots, so make sure you're not in an area where there's objects that can get broken easily, or if you're dropping your staff on the floor a lot, that you're going to damage the floor. So maybe you do it outside on the grass where there's nothing around, so you avoid hitting objects, because you will drop it a lot, because sometimes you give it too much pressure and it will fly off over here, or you are going to drop it a lot, so get used to that. And it just make sure you're in an environment that's safe, where there's no one around that you're going to hit. And just be very spatially aware of your surroundings. So I'm going to do it again a couple of times, just so you get the idea of what it looks like. Over the thumb, over the back of the hand. Over the thumb, over the back of the hand. Over the thumb, over the back of the hand. Okay? So this is what it looks like. If you want to speed this up, or of course you can turn it on the side. Maybe you've seen like this. Or here on the side. When you see people spinning the staff really fast, this is usually what they're doing. They're letting it do a full rotation across the hand and across the thumb. Okay? Beautiful. Give that a go. It will take you some time to pick it up. Be patient with yourself. These things just take time and repetition. There's really no fast track way of learning it, other than going slow at first and being very patient with yourself. You're going to drop it lots. It takes time for the muscle memory to really, remember what you're doing, to feel it. You can also do it with your eyes closed to really feel. Maybe you have a mirror that you're training in front of. I recommend training without a mirror first, because the mirror can sometimes take away from actually feeling the trick. You just see it. And then sometimes when you leave the mirror, you can't actually do the trick because you haven't really felt it. It's more just like looking at it. So I recommend just taking your time, not using a mirror, going slow, and be patient. It really just takes time, and enjoy the ride with it. All right, I'll see you on the next tutorial.